Hello and welcome to another episode of the Redneck Pilot. We want to thank you for joining us on this beautiful day here in Lindsay, Oklahoma. But today we're going to discuss the important topic of pilot survival. Now, many times pilots have had to put their aircraft down off airport somewhere or perhaps crash landed somewhere in the wilderness. And today we're going to discuss the skill sets and the tools that you will need to survive an ordeal like that. So stay tuned and we think you'll learn something.
I was caught in the middle of a railroad track. Looked around and I knew there was no turning back. Sound of the drums beating my heart. The thunder of guns tore me apart. You've been thunderstruck. Thunderstruck. You've been thunderstruck.
Howdy folks and welcome back. Now the first tip we're going to discuss today is a fine pistola. Alright, you're going to want a fine pistola if you're caught out in the wilderness somewhere. You need it for your protection, perhaps for hunting or what have you. In this particular case, I chose a model 1911 45. Okay, look at that, ain't she a beaut? Alright, one of the most important considerations when you're choosing a firearm is whether it's made in America or whether it's made somewhere else. All right, obviously we want something made in America to protect an American. See how that makes sense? Now the European folks, they make their guns out of plastic and whatnot. Okay, we don't want no plastic guns out here. It's dangerous to the environment. We want something made out of metal. That's all natural material, see? Also, those European guns, 9 times out of 10, probably gonna be shooting a German bullet. Now, we prefer to have a bullet that won the war, okay? Take a look at this one here. That bullet's gonna make a big old hole. That's 1/2 inch. And it's gonna make a 1/2 inch hole in whatever you shoot it at, whether that be a bear or something dangerous such as a bush llama or a mountain oyster or something of that nature. It'll even put a hole in a crackhead that walks up in your camp while you're trying to get set up. So, get yourself a good pistola. Hello again, folks. The next tip we're going to discuss with you is having a good knife on you. Okay, a good knife has all sorts of uses, and not least of which is the fact that you may need to, if you wreck your plane, you may need to cut yourself out of that thing. Okay, you may need to cut your seatbelt off, or in the worst case scenario, you may need to cut yourself out. Okay, so when you're considering a knife, you want it to be of sufficient quality, size, and sharpness to be able to hack through flesh and bone. I choose this knife. Okay, I picked this one up in West Yellowstone, Montana, and she's a real beaut, as you can see. It's sharp on the top and it's sharp on the bottom, but it comes with one extra little bonus here. Okay, there's a wolf. All right, and that's very important. If you're in the wilderness and you encounter an animal, a beast of some sort that's pretty vicious, you know, whenever you draw that knife, you know, he's going to see that wolf on there, and that animal's going to do one of two things. He's either going to say, whoa man, hang on just a minute now, I ain't going to mess with a dude, you know, with a wolf knife. You know, he's a bad mother. The second thing he might say is, you know, since we've got a picture, you know, of a majestic animal on the back of our knife here, they may come up on you and they see that and you draw it and they go, howdy, appreciate the respect. Then they're going to leave you alone. See, if you respect the animal kingdom, They may just let you walk. So get yourself a good knife. All right, next order of business is hunting. You know, if you've been out in the wilderness somewhere, stomping around and hiking, setting up camp, chopping firewood and whatnot, you know, you're going to work up a hunger. So eventually you're going to have to go out and secure yourself some victuals, and that means hunting. So to ensure ourselves a successful hunt, we're going to have to talk about camouflage. You know, victuals don't just, you know, come traipsing in, bebopping in your camp willy-nilly. You know, they're a little smarter than that. So, you know, you're going to have to be a little smarter than them. You're going to have to put something on that makes you look like nature, make you blend in with nature, maybe mimic another animal or what have you. So I'm going to share with you the best way that I've come up with to camouflage myself in the securement of victuals. Give me just 1 second. I got to put my hat on, but we got to be real quiet. All right. Hope we didn't spook nothing, all that rolling around. All right, this is my mogwai hat. I found this to be very useful when hunting. You know, if a deer comes up under your tree or in front of your blind or whatever, and you ain't got your mogwai hat on, he's going to look at you and go, well, that there is a fat human. I'm out of here, you know, and he takes off. You ain't going to get a shot at him. But if he comes, you know, sniffing and snooping up in there, you know, and he sees you, he's going to go, I will be dipped. That there is a mogwai. You know, and he's just going to keep going about his business because, you know, nothing's scared of mogwais. You know, deers ain't scared of mogwais and bears ain't scared of mogwais. Squirrels and skunks and what have you, they ain't scared of mogwais, you know, unless you feed them after midnight or dunk them in some water or something. Ain't nothing scared of a mogwai. So this is the tip I'm sharing with you that helps me to secure meat whenever I need it. Helps me blend in with nature in a non-threatening manner. So get yourself a mogwai hat and secure yourself some meat. We'd like to thank you for joining us for this episode of the Redneck Pilot Survival Tips. Stay tuned for more discussion on this topic.